Hey friends, welcome to Gardening with Creekside. Today I have a very special guest, Mr. Greg Newald, who is the owner of Power Planter Augers, who you know that we love his augers and everything. So he is here today to do a video for us. And as he said, I am not being very kind because I am introducing the Illinois boy to some North Carolina red clay. When we knew that Greg was coming, we were like, okay, what's the worst soil on the property? So welcome. We're going to plant some things.
Can you be honest about it? You said we're going to do a video.
Yes.
So you've got your work shoes on. I don't.
I told you we were filming.
Yeah, you did. We're going to say we're going to film a video. I thought, oh, this will be fun. We'll be with the chicken coop or something fun. It'll be this.
Okay, but at least we do have mulch around.
Yes.
I could have gone into the woods where there's no mulch. So we did pivot, and we got to keep you clean for the flight home.
That's fantastic. So Jerry got rid of some trees and threw some mulch out here yesterday, but tree roots galore. This is
tree roots galore. So this is going to be fun. So we are really putting him to the test. We're going to use the Jenny's Edition 5-inch auger on the daylilies, and then we're going to move up into the woods right here, just a little bit behind us, and we got some 3-gallon shrubs that we're going to use the 9-inch on.
So we do get to go into the woods.
Yeah, but it's got mulch too.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And red clay.
And red clay.
That's
I'll
good.
do the dirty work. You just have to drill the holes for me.
Perfect.
Perfect. All right. Now, so those of you that don't know Power Planter, because I think it's a really cool story about how Power Planter, the company, came to be.
Right.
So give us the Reader's Digest version of Power Planter and how it came to be. And it's really windy, so hopefully we don't blow over here in the next 5 minutes.
Right. So my grandfather started the company 1988. I was a school teacher from 2005 to 2013. Came back to the company and just told him, I see a little diamond in the rough, Grandpa. And he said, run it for a couple years. If you make something of it, great. If you run it in the ground, great. He was, I don't know, early 80s at that point. He was in full-on retirement mode as he should have been.
Right.
So I don't sit still well.
No.
A little like yourself. And so I made it something.
Yeah.
And I don't know, fast forward, 9 years now, a little bit more of ownership. And here we are talking to you, and we're selling all over the world. And I learned from a guy a while ago. He says, don't sell a product. So I tell everybody, I don't sell a product. I sell a solution. Like, I don't want to dig in this with a shovel. I don't want to dig in Illinois soil with a shovel. So Grandpa actually invented a solution, and I'm just honored to be able to carry on his legacy in the company.
So you do that. So you have Power Planter. Yeah. But you're also a farmer.
Yeah, we do farm 2,000 acres of corn and soybeans in Illinois.
Yeah.
I'm a father of 4 kids, 13 to 3, and a husband to an awesome lady named Lisa, who's a school counselor at our high school.
Yes, we adore Lisa. So this is so cool. So you are going to come back next week on the 13th. Yes.
Yes.
So he doesn't sit still very well, but he is coming back on the 13th, that's Saturday, April the 13th, for a free workshop that you're going to run at the nursery.
I can't wait, because I'm going to drill holes all over your whole place. It's going to be great, because you guys are going to be busy.
I'm going to let you deal with Jerry. Awesome. Yes.
Oh.
Well, we still haven't figured out exactly where it's going to be, but it's going to be somewhere on the property.
Okay.
Maybe we could do the Hostapalooza and let you and the team of people
that'd be a fun
hostas.
That'd be a fun Hostapalooza. You could almost do a shirt, Hostapalooza inaugural.
Oh my goodness, everybody gets a hosta. I just tell you kind of where to plant it, and then y'all just plant it. Maybe we'll figure this out. I don't know. That would be kind of fun. So what we're going to do though is we are going to plant some daylilies. Obviously we are up here at the chicken coop, right? And so when I was trying to think of where is probably my worst soil on the property, this would be it, because you know that I love your augers and everything that Power Planter does, but there's always room for improvement, right?
True.
So what is your soil like though in Illinois?
Where we're at, we have like 6 inches, 7 inches of mostly black soil. And then
so
we
nice
hit
and loose and
pretty much, and then we hit white gray clay.
Oh.
When it's damp, it's just fine. It's just nasty. I mean, it's like your red clay.
Goopy.
Yeah, but when it's dry, it looks like concrete.
It's hard.
It's rock hard white clay, and that's what we get. So on the whole, the plant stuff is generally pretty easy in Illinois.
Yeah.
Just because most plants are, in that 6-7 inch, so you're good.
Yeah.
If you plant something bigger, a 3-gallon, 1-gallon, whatever, you might get into some of that nastiness. But on the whole, not too bad.
Well, that's good. That's good. So yes, you do have on your nice shoes, and you have to fly home tonight. So
But I am a farmer, so I'm not really worried about getting dirty.
I know. But we're gonna do our best to try to keep you clean.
If I get dirty, well, I feel bad for people on Southwest.
Well, you know, it's not gardening until you get dirty, right?
It's true.
It's true. It's true. So what we are going to do is, I have this little corner right here beside the elm tree where I have obviously some daffodils that are finished blooming, and we have the unique stone. This is the Ashley River angel. The boys were making fun of my angel until I told Greg the story, and he was like, well, that's a really cool kind of story. So there you go. She's a historic replica. But what we're going to do is plant these daylilies. They're a double red. So let me get my tag because I can't remember everything. So this is called Double Pardon Me, but it's a little short daylily. Okay. And it's a red, like a raspberry red, because the thinking is that I love how this is here, but obviously the daffodils are going to be going away really soon. So let's just go ahead and put some daylilies here so then they can take over and fill in the spot and kind of give the same look. Yep. In this space. So I have 5 of them. So just let's go over the little plant specs right quick for you sweet people. Daylilies, of course, love the sun. Hardy in zones 3 to 9. So see, you can grow these. Yep. What zone are you?
5. Well, we were 5B. I think we're 6 now.
Okay.
6A.
Okay. But this is going to be a short one. It's only going to be 18 inches tall, 18 to 24 inches wide. And then, like I said, it has those double cranberry red flowers. Very simple. So what we're going to do is you're going to use the Jenny's Edition 5-inch auger.
The pink one?
The pink one.
Fantastic.
Of course. And I'm going to prep everything for you. You just have to drill my holes, and then I will plant. I just need your muscle today.
I worked out.
Good.
We're good.
We're good. All right. So we're going to get everything set up, and then we're going to get these daylilies planted. And then we have 2 of the pink shades viburnum that are in 3 gallons. We're going to get those in the ground as well.
Why do you say that with a smirk?
Because they're 3 gallons. And I know that soil over there is going to be fun.
I can't wait.
Normally, Jerry uses the bobcat with the auger.
So I will say this, before we even do that.
Yes.
Here is my general thing. Even if you call Power Planner on the phone, if you can dig it with a shovel, we'll drill it.
Okay.
If you hit a tree root that is, say, I don't know, 3/4 of an inch or an inch, the clutch is going to stop the auger.
True.
And if you hit it with a shovel, it's going to hurt. And you're going to go get your snippers anyway.
Right.
So I don't know what we're going to encounter, but I'm kind of excited to find out.
No, well, and it did rain last night, so that kind of loosened things up for you. Now, if we were here in August, it would be...
I've been here. It's hot in August here.
It is hot, and this would be concrete.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was one of the fun little story. So we first met in person at Cultivate in Ohio.
22?
I think so.
Maybe.
Or 21?
Maybe, yeah.
21? Anyway, whenever it was. And so at that point, we weren't using the heavy-duty tips. We were just using the traditional augers. And I told you there, I was like, Greg, I can literally like sit on top of the drill and it just sits and spins. And you were like, I have the solution for you. And that is how you got me hooked up with the heavy-duty tips. And it's made all the difference in the world.
That's awesome.
It is.
Yep.
So he's gonna drill the holes. I am anxious to see what he thinks of it. It's like truly though, between like the 5-inch and then that one.
Oh, there's massive difference between the 2 of them. I mean, in size obviously, but also what they do.
Yeah.
And no, I'm kind of curious too.
Yeah.
I really am. Because you know I'm honest to a fault.
He is. He's the most honest man you'll ever meet.
So if it doesn't work with a hoot, I'm just gonna say, well, Jenny, in your woods, it didn't really work with a hoot.
So then he'll go back to Illinois and he'll come up with a better product.
Solution.
Solution. Excuse me.
There
I like that. I like it. All right. We'll see you in a second. Okay, guys. So what I did was move the mulch away from where the daylilies are going to go. Now, before we get going, since you're the official Power Planner man, give us a tutorial on safety. How do you install? Like, give us the rundown, the basics that you think we need to know using a Power Planner auger.
Perfect. So step 1, nobody saw this, but always install the auger with the battery out. Always install with it out. That way, if you accidentally hit the trigger or do something like that, it's not going to start, turn, spin, anything like that.
Smart.
On this drill, you've got to tighten this chuck in all 3 spots. So a keyed chuck where you've got the hole and you got a chuck key right here, you've got to tighten all 3. It's the number one thing people don't do. They tighten one and then they call and they say our auger's falling out, and that's tighten all 3 spots. If you want, go back and do it a second time even. Okay. Then it's not coming out. Then go ahead and put your battery in. And make sure we get this on a regular basis too. This little directional thing here, you hit it inadvertently and all sorts of stuff. You've got to make sure that the arrow pointing into the ground
Yes.
is the one that's pushed in, because
Yes.
then the auger's going to turn the right way.
Correct.
It's super simple, but people get frustrated. I understand it. I get frustrated too when they're running it in reverse. And so just check that. Other than that, I mean, make sure you're kind of stable.
Yep.
Make sure, I mean, I like the side handle.
Yep.
This drill, it's got an E-clutch, so it's automatically set. If it's a 20-volt drill, you have to turn the setting here. It's like 1 to 15, 1 to 20, depending on the model.
Yep.
Set that accordingly.
Okay.
By accordingly, start it low, like at number 1.
Number 1.
And it won't do anything.
Okay.
And then turn it up to, say, 3.
Okay.
Figure out where you can drill a hole.
Yes.
And what you can control.
Okay.
And then you're completely safe.
Okay.
The other thing is, I like to dab.
Yes.
Don't just push.
No.
It's an earth auger. It's not supposed to be an earth anchor. Like,
Yes.
this will become an anchor if you think
It's
you
gonna
need to
come
do
real
all the work.
quick. Yeah.
So,
Okay, so what is so special? I know what's so special about this drill particularly. Why, you know, we've got, say, a drill that plugs in straight to the electrical source. Can I use that? Why do I want to use one that has an E-clutch as opposed to one that I can just plug in? Because, you know, you plug it into the wall, it has more power.
right. So, cordless drills all have clutches, period, for safety. Ones that you plug into the wall have none.
Okay.
Maybe 5% of them do, or some staggeringly low number. But generally speaking, you plug into the wall, there is no safety. So you hit something, and you either let off the trigger, or you're going to spin and get hurt, your wrist, your arms, whatever.
Okay.
We hear it all the time. Oh, that's a wrist breaker. That's a this. That's
Yes.
It's not. Like, drill companies have tested, vetted, done all this stuff for the safety stuff. It's mainly a consumer knowledge thing at this standpoint. Safety is key. I used to teach shop class. I had 14 to 18-year-olds running power tools.
Right.
So, like, safety is king. You've got to do it. So education's key. Safety, safety, safety.
Okay, perfect. Awesome. Because that is a comment that I get a lot, is that same thing, that wrist breaker, you know, that's how you're going to break your hand, da, 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 da. And I say that I've been using it for, I don't know, a couple of years now. And the worst thing I've gotten is a bruise on my leg.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes in this lovely clay that you're getting ready to find out, it'll hit, and that's it.
Yeah.
Because of the E-clutch. If I didn't have the E-clutch, like, I just love that because it automatically just cuts off.
Yeah, some people won't like this comment, but I give this setup, 60-volt drill, which has similar power to a gas unit, to our 11-year-old son with a 7-inch auger.
Yeah.
Because nothing's going to happen as long as he doesn't have loose jewelry hanging everywhere.
Right.
You know, he's fine.
Yeah.
Like, hey, Luke, go drill holes. And he'll go drill holes, and if he hits something, it's going to stop.
Yeah.
So.
Perfect. All right, I need a 1-gallon hole, please.
Oh, yes, ma'am. You wanted a little, clutch.
Clutch.
Clutch
see?
works.
Yep. There we go.
Oh, clutch
Oh.
again. See, you just go and go. And then you want to bring it up. And you think that's big enough?
I think that's good. I
Okay,
think that's
there you
perfect.
go.
Awesome. All right, so what you think?
I didn't think that was bad until I found that root. And then, I don't know, there's some nice rock that came out of that hole.
I mean, there's everything here for you.
There is.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd much rather do that than probably use a shovel and then have to break up all these kind of clods of
Well,
mess.
see, and that's the thing. Like, I didn't, when we first started using these, like, I didn't anticipate, I didn't even think about how it would aerate the soil that came
Yep.
out, as opposed to using that shovel where you get, like, soil that looks just like the shovel that just came
And I
out.
think the other thing is too, like, as you look at what you just pulled out, like, that's root bound as all get out.
Yep.
People say, oh, a round hole, you're going to glaze the like the sides of that hole are not glazed at all. That plant's going to do good. You can make the hole bigger like we did. By the time those roots take off, they're going to go right through anything that's there, and they're good to go.
Yep. Exactly.
And I went too deep. Apologies.
You did. It's all right. Because that's the thing too, like with our clay soil, I don't know if y'all, do you have, when you're planting shrubs, do you have to plant high, or can you plant ground level?
Pretty much ground level.
Yeah, no. So daylilies, you know, they're indestructible, so it doesn't really matter. But when we go over there to the viburnums,
Yep.
we're going to want to make sure that we don't go too deep because they drown. Because in the winter we're so wet.
Oh, because they're going to settle.
And then water
Yeah.
just sits on
I
the
mean,
top.
we'll plant shrubs, you know, I don't know, half inch high, but
Yeah.
half inch to an inch, I guess. But yeah, not crazy high per se.
Yeah. And it all depends too, you know, like where we're planting, and then of course like the plant, you know.
Yep.
But yeah. All right. So we got one down, a couple more to go. So the daylilies are planted. Pretty easy peasy.
Pretty easy peasy.
Easy peasy. So now we've moved in here just, I don't know, 20 feet or whatever, into underneath some trees where we've got possibly some roots in here for you. But what we're gonna do is we're gonna plant 2 of the shades of pink viburnums. So we had these at the nursery earlier in the spring. We still have some, by the way, but these were so popular because of their flowers, and they smelled really, really good.
Yep.
So this is an evergreen viburnum, because sometimes here it's hard to get an evergreen viburnum.
Mm-hmm.
And this guy will get 4 to 6 feet tall and wide. So coming back here on the back side, give me a little bit of a screen. As Greg was walking up, I've got Miss Figgy down here, and you're like, what is that? She's just coming back, but right now she looks like a bunch of sticks. She does have some green growth on her.
There is green.
There is green, so we'll have Miss Figgy that actually does produce figs.
Figs?
Yeah, it does.
And she's aptly named Miss Figgy.
Miss Figgy. I mean, that's a Southern Living plant. They have great names at the Southern Living Plant Collection. So yeah, little Miss Figgy.
Have you told people about Johnny, by the way?
Which Johnny? My Johnny or your Johnny?
No, you're Johnny.
Oh,
because
they know Johnny.
how all morning you're saying you're going to go get Johnny, and
Yeah.
I'm looking around for this invisible guy, and I realize that your Johnny has 4 wheels and
Yeah.
is green
Yes.
and goes vroom vroom.
Yes. So my people know that Johnny. Yeah, and so your right-hand guy at Power Planner,
Yeah.
his name is
Johnny.
Johnny.
Yep.
And yeah, so if we get Johnny here, we're gonna have a problem.
Well, we already had it because I was trying to figure out who the invisible employee was. You kept going to get Johnny, and then you came back, and I'm like, I don't see Johnny.
Johnny's the little green John Deere. Yes.
Okay.
So you're gonna use what auger on this?
So this is the 9-inch, 3-gallon heavy-duty auger.
Yes.
And I'm just excited because I actually get to touch the official pink duct tape Jenny original drill.
Yes. So this was the very first one that you sent me with the E-clutch
Yes.
after the whole thing. And so for those of you that don't know, I had to somehow mark this drill as mine because a certain husband of mine enjoyed using this drill so much, and my employees, and it was like, no, this is Jenny's, don't touch. So I had the pink duct tape, so there you go. All right, so I need a 3-gallon hole for my viburnum, but like we were talking about with the daylilies, I don't need it quite as deep because this is nice thick clay soil. So
this is me just gauging soil in the pot and
smart.
roundabout depth. That's
Okay.
all I'm kind of doing.
Yep.
Which means I'm somewhere in here
Yes,
or a little
and if
less.
you can make it a little wider for me, just do the wiggle.
Lisa knows I'm not a dancer, but
That's
I'll do the hula for Jenny.
Just do the hula just a little bit, just because with my shrubs and my clay soil, I like to make them just a little bit, my hole just a little bit bigger, if you don't mind, please.
Southern hospitality
Yes,
and charm.
I'm gonna feed you lunch. You're good.
Are we good?
I think we're good.
That take like 8 seconds?
Yeah.
Okay.
Imagine if you had a shovel. So what I like to then do before I throw my biotone in,
Yep.
when in doubt, before I do anything. So yeah, so all I have to do is then just backfill just a little bit. Greg is also enjoying the red clay a lot.
This was Greg wasn't going to get dirty, and I said I'm not afraid to get dirty. And
Yeah,
your
and-
clay is the stickiest, stainiest, reddest stuff I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah,
You win.
yes. So you might want to move just so that way because you're downwind.
Oh, okay.
I don't want you to get strange looks while you're on the plane. You be like, this man stinks. Okay, perfect. So, also, Greg was not familiar with the old hoary-hoary. I mean, he knew of a hoary-hoary, but he had never seen a hoary-hoary in person. So this is what, and she's a little dry, so we'll get her a shot of water once we're done. pretty simple, right? We're no fuss people around here. We backfill. All right, Greg, so we got all the shrubs, all the daylilies are planted. How would you rate your solutions to my clay soil problem?
Well, I'm biased, but
I know you are.
I would say it's phenomenal.
I would too. I mean, that's the thing is like, because people will say, you know, because it can be an investment with the augers, right?
Yep.
But I always say that you pay for what you get. Because what is the difference though? I know the difference. I'm just being rhetorical here. Because people say, well, I can go online and I can buy a 5-inch auger for $45. Why do I need to spend this kind of money on this product?
Yeah.
What's your answer?
So quality.
Yes.
That's number one. You're supporting an American business and manufacturer. That's number two.
Mm-hmm.
And then, I mean, you get to the nitty gritty of the product, you know, replacement teeth, everything on there that's a wear part is replaceable.
Right.
And then I go to, who are you supporting?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like that, I just continually go to that. But quality wise and what you get, double flighting for efficiency, materials, yada, yada, it just keeps going.
So what are your augers made out of?
They are made out of 100% US steel. That's what they're made out of. And people will say that my paint wore off. I always laugh and say, your paint should wear off. That's like, good job, you went out and used it. I'm glad your paint wore off.
Yeah.
You know, that's going to happen. But I mean, for your red clay, I would not want to do that with a spade or a shovel. I mean, yes, I'm biased. Even in today's, you know, it's moist.
Right.
It would have come up in these big clods.
Yes.
So you would have had to sit there after you dug the hole. The shovel actually will compact the sides when you pry backwards.
Yeah.
So like the auger doesn't glaze the hole, but you go do your shovel and do this.
Yeah.
The back of the shovel just glaze that side. And then you're going to sit there and you're going to break up those clods.
Yes.
Not near as well as the auger just did.
No.
So your backfill, everything else is actually going to take longer.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. We did the daylily holes took 5-6 seconds maybe.
Yeah.
And I went too deep. Shame on me.
It's okay.
The viburnums, you know, I don't know, 10-15 seconds maybe.
Yeah, exactly.
And I always say, everybody always wants to garden more,
Mm-hmm.
but we're all conflicted with time.
Yes.
The clock doesn't stop.
No.
And so how do you do that? Well, I mean, yeah, it's an investment, but now you get to go outside and be happy and do what you want to do.
Well, and you're saving your body.
Yeah.
I mean, we're working smarter, not harder.
Right.
And so because I will get comments on social media and people will be like, you know, I'm afraid it's going to be too heavy for me, or I'm afraid I'm going to get hurt. And then I get comments from my 68-year-old people that are like, it's the best thing ever.
Yes.
I hate that I waited so long. I should have done this earlier.
So this weighs about a full gallon of milk.
There you go.
Maybe a little bit more, but basically a full gallon of milk.
Yeah.
So, I mean, and the thing is too, you're not, the weight helps as well when you're actually trying to dig, but you're not running around carrying the thing around either.
No, you're not.
Because you want it to go in. So the weight actually helps you drill the hole.
It does.
So, you know, the weight is a good thing.
Right. But my thing is can you imagine in this soil, if you had some flimsy little auger, what would happen?
It would last about 2 holes.
Right.
And it would break, and then you're going to have no customer service.
No.
And probably you're going to end up spending the same amount of money in the end, buying 4, 5, 6, 8 of those.
Exactly.
As just getting one. I mean, it's when I introduced, pardon your clay,
Yes.
this heavy duty setup to my grandfather.
Yeah.
He said, that's the dumbest thing I've ever seen. And I said, why? And he says, because now you're not selling more augers, you're going to sell replacement parts.
Yeah.
And I said, you're right. But here's the thing. This auger will still be perfectly usable in 40 years. Like your grandkids will use Jenny's original auger.
Yeah.
Like they just will.
Yeah.
Because it's still going to be in this shape.
Yes.
They might have to change this and these teeth out, but
that's really easy to do.
I mean, you basically just bought one of those tools that like you found in the shed from Grandpa.
Yeah.
And now you're buying it again today.
It's perfect. It's perfect. So we are in this area as far as the gardens go, and Jerry was like, now tell them we're still in development. We are still developing because this garden, like this entire space, is less than a year old. Like we would be standing in the middle of these massive trees because we had a lot of junk trees in here. So we cleared it out for the chicken coop. And then we had a lot of debris that we put kind of pushed into the back that we're going to then put a lovely like evergreen screen back here. So that's going to be another project at some point to get that done. But I love your point. We were talking about how we are out here on 8.5 acres and we have tons of potential, right, for lots of gardens everywhere. But you were saying that you had seen somebody was kind of had the conundrum of they were running out of room in their garden. And you had a fantastic point. What was your point? So you've run out of room in your garden. You don't have anywhere to plant anything else, but you still want to keep gardening more plants. So what do you do?
Well, it was just a random Facebook thing that popped up this morning and somebody, and I don't know where they lived, it doesn't matter, but I said, there's always room somewhere on your property to do more. But if you're stuck, if you are literally stuck and there's nowhere more, like go to the nearest school, go to the nearest nonprofit, go to the pick something that makes you feel good and do what you love doing and just tell them, can I take care of the front?
Right.
You know, whether they buy the plants and you do the work and take care of it, just go ask.
Yeah.
You know, we had a conversation earlier about a whole nother subject and your comment was why? And I said, well, because somebody called me and asked.
Right.
You know, sometimes that's what it takes. Like it's maybe not comfortable, it's a little odd, but just go ask and then do what you love doing. Like, why not? It's helping everybody and everybody's going to smile.
Yes, I love it. I love it. So if you literally have run out of room or you just want something new to try, go volunteer somewhere and ask to adopt a flower bed. I love it.
Yeah.
Take care of it.
Go ask the neighbor, do whatever.
Yeah. You have an elderly shut-in next door that loves flowers. Take care of them, right?
Yep.
Absolutely. Well, Greg, thanks for coming and seeing us.
Thank you so much. Appreciate the invite. It was awesome.
We will see you again next week. So if you're in the area on Saturday, April the 13th, come hang out with Greg here at Creekside Nursery. You get to talk to him in person, ask him all these crazy questions that I am asking him. If you have any kind of questions about the auger, his life, why in the world he's doing this, like he said.
And I'm wearing work boots that day.
Yes, definitely wear work boots that day because he will just fill you in and you're going to be able to get your hands on the augers and use them and feel them and touch them. It's a hands-on project. You may be planting hostas for all I know. But
Hostapalooza. I haven't forgot it yet. This is stuck in my head. That's not good for you.
All right. Again, thank you so much.
Absolutely. Thank you. Appreciate it.
All right, my friends. As always, we hope you have found this fun, informative, inspirational, and a little fun. We'll see you in the next video. Bye, guys.
See you, everybody.